Here we go. So this one is a white liberal woman, which, in my opinion, if you want to uh, deport people, we're almost to the point where it's like, you know what? Stop deporting the illegal immigrants. Let's just deport white liberal women, because I think they are the worst thing in the country besides illegal immigrants. Here, let's listen to this stupid bitch.
TJ is
Yeah.
here in person.
Let's listen
My
to
name
this
is TJ.
bitch.
I'm a resident of Salt Lake City. I am uniquely informed about ICE activity as I've been running a virtual ICE watch with over 20,000 local, mostly Latino, community members for 356 days now.
So what she's saying right here, and I don't mean to cut this off every fucking few seconds, but what this woman is saying she does is she runs a ICE Watch app or a page on Facebook, because look at how old she is. She's probably in her 60s. And all these boomers, they use Facebook still. Like nobody who the fuck uses Facebook anymore. So she runs an ICE Watch page where they let everybody know where ICE is at. So she's helping with the illegal immigrants escape ICE. Just throwing it out there. That's what she's saying, and she's fucking proud of this shit.
It's community-led. People send me photos and tips, and I verify the information. Over the year, we've witnessed repeated disregard for both constitutional and human rights of hardworking, tax-paying, beloved community members, the majority of whom have no criminal record at all.
Sure.
We've seen federal ICE agents
Sure.
lie repeatedly about incidents to try and drum up federal charges. We've seen them force random store customers to lie on the ground and hold them at gunpoint. And
like most of your community does, right? Like all the illegals, they go and rob places and force people to the ground with a gun to their head. The exact same fucking thing, but you're bitching about ICE patrolling and getting rid of these criminals?
we've seen them kidnap a woman with legal status to get her husband to surrender in her place. You won't hear most of these stories because families are too afraid to share. And while most incidents happen on the West Side, even the ones within Salt Lake City violate people's Fourth Amendment rights against warrantless, racially profiled stops and unreasonable searches. They violate their Fifth Amendment right to due process, and they lead to detainment in deplorable, inhumane confinement conditions.
Who cares? I don't care. I don't care about the Fifth Amendment due process. If they're here illegally, they're not allowed due process. So due process, in my opinion, should be just for those who are here legally. If you snuck into our country and you're committing crimes, how the fuck are you allowed to use the Fifth Amendment for due process? Who is this bitch fucking fighting for? What the hell's wrong with her? Like, why would you fucking fight this? She is not an American. I'm sorry. She's not a true American.
Where they are cold, hungry, dirty, humiliated, disrespected, and worse. I believe we're being shielded from what's happening in blue states like Minnesota by our blue dot status within an otherwise red state. I understand you think you're doing all you can, but there's still more that Salt Lake City and SLCPD can do. I'm running out of time, but I'll be sending a follow-up memo tonight with specific actions you can take. Thank you for your time.
Fuck you. Like, so what is it? White liberal woman at Salt Lake City Council meeting admits to running an ICE watch working with over 20,000 Mexicans to make sure illegals evade ICE. Now, don't get me riled up into this, because I don't think every Mexican is illegal. There are some Mexicans out there that are most likely legal, and they're good people. They work hard. They just stay quiet. They don't want to get involved in this shit. Hell, when I was younger, I met a Peruvian guy. His name was Louis. He was one of the greatest people I've ever met in my life. And he did a lot for me. But he was here legally, right? So you can't complain. Arrest this woman now. Like, I don't think you can arrest her. My name is TJ. I'm a resident of Salt Lake City. I am uniquely informed about ICE activity, as I've been running a virtual ICE watch with over 20,000 local, mostly Latino community members for 356 days now, to almost a year. And she's proud of this. She's fucking proud of this. So my thing is, like, you know what? Send her out too. Deport her fucking ass too. She may be a legal citizen. I don't fucking care. Put her in jail or deport her fucking ass. Get rid of her. If she's not happy with it, get her the fuck out of the country. Put her in Canada, Australia, UK. Yeah, put her in UK. She'd love it over there. Yeah, supporting all the fucking illegals coming in and the migrants destroying a country. Put her ass over there. Who the fuck cares, right? Here's this jackass. So, I don't know if you ever seen this guy before, but this is Democrat Representative Sri Thanedar, right? He got torched for voting against a bill to deport illegals convicted of sex crimes. Let me say that again. He is voting against a bill to deport illegals convicted of sex crimes. He's refusing to stand for Laken Riley because he doesn't like Trump. And he's calling for ICE murders. Like it says there, brutal. Here's this guy. Let's check this guy out. And he looks like AI. He looks like fucking AI. And what bothers me is how can these immigrants get into our governmental positions? How? Why? He may be born in the country. That's great. If he is, that's great. But every position in government should be a U.S. citizen, an American. Now, if he was born and raised in his country, fine. I kind of think he didn't. Who knows? But listen to this guy. He can barely speak English. He can barely speak English in our country, but he's a representative of our country. Here we go.
Thanedar is with us. All right, just to be clear, the president's joint session speech when he honored the family of Laken Riley, murdered 24-year-old nursing student, murdered by an unvetted illegal immigrant, and honored little Jocelyn Nungary's family.
Look at that smug-ass fucking smile on his face. Well, he's talking about an American citizen being murdered by an illegal immigrant. He's smiling.
Brutally raped and murdered a 12-year-old girl.
Look at him.
Did you stand? Did you give honor to that family that lost so much?
Listen.
Look, Sean, thanks for having me.
I don't need the thanks. Did you stand or not? Did you stand to honor those families?
I did not stand because the president.
You sat on your ass.
I was just sick of the president.
So I want to be clear.
I did not.
You sat on your ass, and you wouldn't stand for families of that lost children. A 12-year-old girl raped and murdered, and you couldn't stand for them because you were playing politics. Is that right? I want this audience to know.
Look, I would not stand for this president. I would not stand for this president. He was
not standing for them. You were standing for the families that lost little girls that were murdered by the illegal immigrants that you want to remain in the country. Is that true or false?
Look, this president was using a tragedy.
I'm not talking about it.
Riley's death.
What about those families?
The president was not using a tragedy as a theme, right? So he's talking about the fact that a 12-year-old girl was raped and murdered. I'll have to mute that later. But raped and murdered by an illegal immigrant. And this isn't the first. It won't be the last. Unfortunately, it goes on regularly. This guy is voting against expelling these people who rape, another mute, rape and murder children in our country. And this guy was elected into his position.
Have you ever picked up a phone? Because there are thousands of Americans that have been murdered and raped and victims of violent crime. Have you ever spoken to any? Have you ever called them to offer your condolences? Name one family. Name one family.
Look, every immigrant, everyone must follow the laws.
Have you ever picked up a phone and called a victim's family?
I do would like, and I know he's being a dick, and rightfully so. He's just abusing this guy. But I want to hear what the guy has to say. I want to see if he can actually speak on it, defend anything, or give him an opportunity to reverse his rhetoric, right? But this guy just won't shut the fuck up and let him talk. I'm not defending anything. I'm just saying let the guy speak, right?
Look, I talk to my constituents
Not a hard
all the
question.
time.
Not hard.
Yeah, I
Have
do.
you
I
ever
do.
picked up your phone and called them? Have you done that one time?
Look, I talk with my constituents.
Yeah, so I get why he's interrupting him. He asked him a question. He's dancing around the question like most of these Democrats do. And as soon as they say, look, when the first word after the question is look, it means you're dodging the question. And that's exactly what this guy's doing. So I understand why he's interrupting him, because he's asked a couple questions now, and he's avoided the question both times.
Constituents all the time. My constituents are being terrorized by ICE.
Have you ever called an American family that has been a victim, murdered, raped, tortured by an illegal immigrant? Yes or no, Congressman?
I am sure I have met people. I am sure I have met people.
I'll take that as a no.
So it's like a yes or no question. And this is what cracks me up. Like, these people are asked a yes or no question. Like, your answer is literally, yes, I have. No, I haven't. Just like the one the other day where on C-SPAN in Congress, Hawthorne is asking a doctor, can you describe to me what a woman is? Can you tell me what a woman is? Oh, no, the question was, can a man give birth? And she would not say yes or no. It went on for like fucking 8 minutes. She could not answer the question yes or no. The answer is no. A man cannot give birth. And she refused to answer the question yes or no. Just danced around, and that's what this fucking guy's doing.
All right, you actually said this, and I could talk to you all night about the dumb stuff you say. You voted against.
Look at his fucking face. He's just smiling. His stupid ass fucking hair, his wig, toupee, whatever. I think this guy's AI. There's no way this guy is real. He exists. And imagine getting grilled like this and having the wherewithal to not answer anything and just deal with it and then move on with your fucking life and feel confident about it. Like, me personally, I couldn't.
Against the bill mandating the deportation of illegal immigrants convicted of sex crimes. Can you explain that to me?
Let me put that back, because I was talking my ass off. Hold on.
The deportation. She said this, and I could talk to you all night about the dumb stuff you say. You voted against the bill mandating the deportation of illegal immigrants convicted of sex crimes. Can you explain that to me?
Well, look, anybody who breaks.
How did he start that off again? Look. Well, look. What did I just tell you? Whenever he started off with look, it means you're going to dodge the question.
U.S. laws, an immigrant that breaks U.S. laws should be deported. Anyone that commits.
That's not what you said. Sir, you voted against the bill that mandated the deportation of illegals convicted of sex crimes. Do you regret that vote now?
No, I don't regret that vote. Look, no bill is perfect, and many times.
If it was your wife, your sister, your daughter that was raped, that's a sex crime. You want that person to stay?
Look, there are multiple things in a bill.
So, the fact that this guy lets the interviewer just interrupt him left and right means that this guy's just a pussy. He's a straight pussy, right? Aside from the fact that he's a retard. But he's about to talk about the fact that in bills, there are multiple things included in a bill. So in this bill, most likely, and like, I'm not defending him, but he's probably right. So in a lot of bills that are thrown out there, they have a bill, the top topic is like, reduce tax on mid-citizens by 10%. But down here somewhere is give $50 billion to Somali. Right? So in order to help America with tax, we have to give $50 billion to Somali. And that's how most of these bills act. Right? The next bill could be, any illegal immigrant charged or arrested on a sex crime is immediately deported, but somewhere down here is send $100 billion to Iran, right? So they put this shit in these bills so it's so conflicting, and I'm not defending anybody, but it's like you want to vote on this and say, yeah, but you have this down here, so if you don't approve the vote, you won't get this, but however, you're sending this out. That's how these bills work, and that's what he's going to say.
If it was your wife, sir, you got to answer the question. If your wife, your daughter, your girlfriend, mother was raped by an illegal immigrant, you voted against the bill that would deport these illegals convicted of sex crimes. You're perfectly fine if they stay in the country.
Sean, look, I served in Congress. I don't think you ever
That's what you voted
Congress.
on, though, right?
Most of the bills. Look,
Why
most
did
of
you
these
vote for
bills
that?
are not perfect
Why
bills.
did you vote for that?
So, and I'm not going to defend the guy. I'm not going to defend him. And I think he's doing well here, just taking the shit from Sean Hannity. But I think he's right in a fact where he probably he voted against the bill because there was something in that bill that also did not benefit America. It may be. We don't know. But as I just said, these bills include so much shit in them that it's so contradicting for someone to try to vote for or against. So in my opinion, like if you have a bill, the bill should be a singular item. So if you have a bill, the bill should just be, do we deport illegal immigrants for sex crimes? And that's it. There's nothing else on the bill. And then the next bill should be, all right, do we want to send $100 billion to Iran? No, right? Single them out. But no, these Democrats sneak all this other shit into these bills. And that's what conflicts everything. That's what everybody misunderstands. And I'm not defending this guy. But I could see where he's coming from, is that these bills are so full of shit that sometimes you just have to deny the bill because of all the other shit involved in it.
Why would you allow sex crime convicts to stay in the country that entered the country illegally? Why would you vote for that?
So, and Sean Hannity is taking this one line, the one line from the bill, and there may be multiple other lines in the bill that are not beneficial to America that he may have voted against. Again, not defending this guy. I'm just saying that's how it works. That's how it works, and that's what's happening.
It was not, the bill did not just include that issue. There were
See, he's saying right there, it did not just include that issue.
other things in the bill, and so I cannot pick and choose. I don't have a veto where I can strike out one portion
So
of
you would have voted against it otherwise? What was the big provision that prevented?
So this is a good question. So now Sean Hannity's going to ask him, he's talking about, it's not just about that one line. It's about other things included in the bill. So now Sean Hannity's going to get to the point that I was talking about. There are other things in there that may prevent you from approving the bill because there's shit in there that does not help America. So he's getting to that question right now.
You from kicking these people out of our country?
Look, I don't memorize. I vote on thousands of bills.
Memorize. You don't know
But
anything.
look, I do believe that such criminals must be deported. There is no doubt about it.
Well, you voted against it, so obviously you don't.
Like I
got another question.
Like I tell you.
Where Sri Thanedar fouled and lost here was he gave him an opportunity to tell him, so what were the other options in the bill that made you vote against it? And he says, what does he say? Oh, I don't remember everything. There's millions of bills I vote for. I veto or whatever. I can't remember. But you would think this would stick out and you'd remember that.
First case in Minneapolis where this woman accelerated her car at the ICE agent. That ICE agent was injured. Did you know that? Do you know what the injuries were?
Look,
Do you know what the injuries were?
That's the only source of that information is DHS, and DHS secretary lies. She lied to me on my face.
You're accused. So you're saying
hearing.
that the internal bleeding reports are lies. You don't believe them.
I have seen no evidence of that. It is only coming from DHS.
Well, let me ask
and
you this.
DHS
You're a lawmaker. Do you believe in the rule of law and that a person's innocent until they're proven guilty, sir?
Absolutely, absolutely. But look,
Then why
what
did you
Christine
call this
did was-
ICE agent, why did you call him a murderer? Because there was a
Well,
4,000-pound vehicle that was being driven right at him. Why did you call him a
Well,
murderer?
Look, lots of people saw that video. America saw that video. 82%
Why did you call
of Americans.
that?
Bro, let him answer the question. Let him make a fool of himself. Let him answer the fucking question.
If you believe in due process, why did you say he's a murderer?
Well, see, her last words were, I have nothing against you, dude. She said in a very civil manner, this person pulled out
And
his
then
gun and shot her
accelerated
4 times.
right.
And he fucking interrupts him again. So this is why you can't really be on the side of anybody. So you want to hear this guy talk. So it's one of two things. So you want to hear the Democratic side respond and give their information and let them hang themselves, right? But when you interrupt them, like Sean Hannity's doing here, you don't give them the opportunity to hang themselves. He's just attacking them. Now, look, you may dislike me or whatever, but I feel like this guy on the right here, I feel like he's handling this quite well. I would have cussed this guy. I would have cussed Sean Hannity out in a fucking heartbeat. I would have cussed him out, gave him the double finger salute. But this guy is interrupting. He asks a question and he interrupts him. Let him hang himself. Let him hang
The
himself.
officer, clear as day. Can't miss it.
He was trying
you know what
to.
the problem is,
He was
Congressman?
trying to
And
open
you
the
know what?
door. He was.
I'm going to tell you something. It's people like you and your rush to judgment and your language and you're defending even his own wife called him a wife beater, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, your buddy. It's people like you that don't care about the American people. And then you attack the brave men and women. I was scrolling all of the victims of crime, and you never lifted a phone to call one victim, one family. You call ICE agents murderers, and they're out there. They're putting their lives on the line. They are arresting murderers, rapists, cartel members, drug members, known terrorists, and you have zero appreciation. And now the threat level against them is up a whopping 8,000%, and I blame people like you for that.
And again, so Sean Hannity, whether you like him or not, is flat out a drama queen. He's just attacking this government official. And I'm not defending the government official, but he's not allowed him to actually answer a question 100%. So again, it goes back, let them fucking hang themselves. If you're going to continuously interrupt them, then you're doing nothing. You're doing nothing to benefit Republican conservative side because you won't let them hang themselves with comments. And Sean Hannity's just being a fucking asshole.
You incite them. Your incendiary comments. I find it nauseous.
Does that make sense? Does it make sense? I'm not defending this guy right here, but I'm saying the guy should be allowed to answer the question. And even if it's a shitty answer, let him hang himself. Stop interrupting and let him fucking answer the question. So that's why people like Sean Hannity are pieces of shit while they are conservative. But this is a shitty interview. It's a shitty interview.
You should be ashamed.
We got
of yourself.
nowhere.
Well, look, ICE is murdering people, murdering American citizens. They murdered a U.S. citizen, a mom with 3 children.
And he throws that out there, and it just fucking baked him even more. Like, why even throw that out there, bro? Like, I would have just been like, you know what? You're not going to... I would have fought back. If I was him, I would have fought back. Like, look, dude, you're going to ask me a question, but you're not going to let me fucking answer it. You're going to interrupt me every fucking time. I'm just going to sit here. I'm not going to say anything. If this is an interview, then let me answer the fucking question. But, look, I'm not defending this guy for the last time. He's a piece of shit. But honestly, he wasn't given an opportunity to actually defend himself or debate.
That's not acceptable.
You know what, sir? I see a very different tape than you. I saw a guy whose life was in jeopardy and he defended himself. That's the difference between us. Thank you for coming on. More Hannity coming up.
And this was all about Sean Hannity. It was all about Sean Hannity. It was literally all about Sean Hannity. Anybody else but Sean Hannity.